everybody, it's Chris. Thanks for watching today. It's a Thursday show, so it's sort of odds and ends day. The idea being all the film watching that I do over the course of the week, let's pick up a few odds and ends and show you stuff. And I'll show you a bunch of stuff, but the first stuff I want to show you is Patrick Mahomes. Because, I don't know if you heard, but he's the best quarterback in the world, the #1 quarterback for fantasy, and just in the NFL. He's unbelievable. Mahomes' numbers through 2 weeks, obviously astonishing and unprecedented. And I got some pushback on Twitter, @HarrisFootball, if you want to follow me, about why wouldn't I just put Patrick Mahomes as the #1 quarterback in fantasy this week against the 49ers. Apparently that's where the consensus has him, #1 quarterback in the known universe. And I guess judging by these numbers, I understand why. Cue the touchdowns. So fun and exciting and wonderful. And at some point, the gravy train will stop because he's a young quarterback who is a gunslinger. He's going to throw some interceptions. He's going to have Kareem Hunt run some touchdowns in. It's just the nature of the beast. I think if you chase stats and bench Tom Brady for Patrick Mahomes, 7 or 8 times out of 10, you're going to wind up being sad. I get the logic that goes, don't bet into a winning streak. He's as hot can be. Obviously, he's owned in all leagues. Obviously, there's a lot of people who will start him. I'm not trying to tell you not to start him. I think I have #7 this week. He's fine. I just wouldn't put him as #1 because that's usually not the way the NFL works. I wanted to interrupt myself here to thank BetDSI for sponsoring today's show. BetDSI.com is where I play the games every single week, NFL and otherwise college. I mean, if you're going to be sitting on the couch watching a game and you don't have a rooting interest, sometimes it's just fun to have a few dollars on the game, and BetDSI is where I've been playing for about 3 years. They can get you free deposit matching up to $500 if you use our promo code, which is HarrisTube, all one word. BetDSI is a really valuable sponsor and super reliable site and app as well. If you're looking for a place to play the games, I do recommend BetDSI. Speaking of which, shall we look at my Week 3 picks against the spread? I think we shall. Last week wasn't as wonderful as Week 1, slightly below 500, and the 5 games that I asterisk here are the ones where my projected point spread was furthest apart from the actual Vegas spread. And of course, these lines always move and they vary. And for example, as of my recording this, the Jags-Titans line, some places not even on the board because of the Mariota question, and the Westgate Super Contest actually has it at Jacksonville -9.5, so if I'm in the Super Contest, I'd probably be taking Tennessee. But the highlighted games you see here, okay, we got Dolphins at home against the Raiders getting 3 points. I think the Dolphins have a better neutral field team than the Raiders, so I'll lay those points. I think the Bengals have a better neutral field team than the Panthers, so I'll lay those. I'll take those. I can't have the Bears as a 6-point favorite on the road. I can't, not with Mitch Trubisky. Seahawks to bounce back against the Cowboys, and too many points for the Lions at home, who aren't this bad. And by the way, if you'd like to track my picks, I enter them into the Sports Action app. So the Sports Action app's a free way. It's friends of mine. It's a really cool app. I like it a lot. If you're into handicapping at all, download the app. But you can actually look me up. We'll put instructions in the show notes about how to look up my picks. You can track them. And feel free on Twitter to completely mock me once you have seen in the Sports Action app that my picks didn't work out that great. Oh, I think they're going to be great this week for sure. All right, so lastly for this week, I like to count down 5 more things that I saw in film, some just silly and funny, some kind of awesome and maybe help us with our fantasy teams. So let's dig into number 5. And at number 5, if you'd like to see how things were going in the first half for the Buffalo Bills in week 2, here you go. I think it would probably be best if you snap the ball, my buddy. Go ahead, center Ryan Groy, go ahead and snap the ball. And we'll just bundle this together as a joint number 5 under the heading of centers maybe not doing the greatest job. This actually happened in an NFL game. The center here, sorry, Daniel Kilgore, and shotgun. Shotgun is just a state of mind. And at number 4, just when you think Ryan Tannehill might be something of a trustable commodity, he seriously turned in one hell of a first half against the Jets on the road as an underdog. Well, you're winning, I think, 20-7, and you're protecting a lead, and it's late. This is late third quarter, and yeah, it's Ryan Tannehill, right? As good as this guy can look, as tempting as his numbers occasionally wind up looking for fantasy, realizing that just dropping the ball is a possibility. At number 3, in this segment last week, I showed a nice play by Sam Darold, and here's how we know he's still a pup from week 2. This is a classic bait and switch. TJ McDonald is playing middle linebacker here, and at the snap, you can see him taking a backward step as though he's going to play man, and he's got the slot receiver running a slant. But that's not true. It's zone. That step is designed for Darnold to read man. Young quarterback, take a step, let's see if he bites, and McDonald charges over to get into his position just as Darnold tries to throw to Quincy Enunwa, and it's a pick. And it really flipped the field in a game where the Dolphins wind up taking a lead. It's the kind of thing Darnold will learn from, but a clear mistake. Okay, at number 2, listen. Number 2, I can guarantee you've already seen this, but it bears watching again. It's the Keenan Cole catch against the Patriots, the one-hander, Odell Beckham style. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good stuff. Certainly it has Cole as a fantasy darling right now. We'll see if any Blake Bortles weapon can continue to be an every week fantasy threat. But actually, I wanted to show you this play from James Conner. Similar. Conner doesn't quite land in bounds, but is actually called pass interference, so they got the yards. And in general, I wouldn't say that James Conner gives you the same kind of maneuverability and dynamic acceleration and just change of direction that Le'Veon Bell does, but file it away. The kid has ball skills at the very least. And finally, at number 1, Christian McCaffrey. I'll leave this here for you, buddy. On the podcast, I give McCaffrey some grief about being small-boned and about maybe not being a dude who was ever getting 25 to 30 touches, and his coach lied about that over the summer. But you're not allowed to be disappointed with the workload, because this is what platoon backs are. And we'll be honest, him standing up to this shot from Jordan Richards, who's a 210-pound player himself, that's not the same thing as getting hit by a linebacker, or especially a defensive lineman, and that's always going to be a limitation with McCaffrey as an inside runner. But at 5'11", and at a generous 205 pounds himself, it's obvious McCaffrey, no shrinking violet. That's a pretty good play, and we certainly like him for fantasy. And that is it for week 3 on this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will subscribe. I hope you're enjoying this from the comments. It seems like you really are, and we're completely psyched about that. We're trying to grow the audience. It's a really new channel, so all your help, so appreciate. It's really fun to get to show you film. Nobody else really gets to do this for fantasy. Very excited about it. And remember, if you want to keep up to date on my ranks, harrisfootball.com is where I have my fantasy ranks, and I will update them all the way through to Sunday. Good luck this week. Let's go win some games. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.